Indiana, of course, is a make it or break it state for the Ted Cruz campaign, but we may have already breached that threshold. I mean, when you look at the reality of the situation, Ted Cruz, he has to win 133% of the remaining delegates out there. I mean, he has to literally not only get 100% of the remaining delegates, but get the other 33%. You look at John Kasich, I think he has to win 217% of the remaining delegates. The math clearly does not work. Both of these fools are mathematically eliminated. And it's not just about the mathematical elimination. You look at the campaign from an investment perspective. When people invest their resources, their time, their money, they want to see a return on that investment. And investing in a campaign, in a presidential campaign, is a lot like binary options. They are all or nothing affairs. And if you lose, there's no such thing as getting some profitability. There's no modulation of magnitude. I mean, it's just all or nothing. And when you look at the Ted Cruz campaign, a lot of people who are pouring money into the campaign, it's not the fact that they're losing. I mean, they're losing badly. The momentum is simply gone. They're simply winded. Will an investor continue to put money and resources and time into a campaign where there's virtually no hope of accruing anything from that investment? I just don't see logically, economically, where the incentive is. Whereas with the Donald Trump campaign, suddenly that tone has shifted. A lot of people were saying when Trump was initially running that they would never support Trump, that his position was anathema to what the investors believed in, what the Republican establishment believed in. But now that's changing, because now there's a very clear road for Donald Trump to officially win the Republican nomination. You know, I'm not taking into account some of the shenanigans that may occur on the convention floor, but discounting the possibility of shenanigans, he has a very clear path to 1237. And because of that, there is a much greater potential that any investment made towards the Donald Trump campaign will actually be profitable. That cannot be said. There's only really a 2% chance of success for the Ted Cruz campaign, realistically speaking. That's coming from the Ted Cruz campaign. So knowing that, why would anybody continue to pour money into his campaign? So I think whether he does well in Indiana, and I'm talking about Ted Cruz, whether he does well or he doesn't do well, I think it doesn't matter. I don't see investors wanting to pour money into this campaign when there's just so many challenges lying ahead. Least of which is the freaking fact that Ted Cruz is mathematically eliminated, that he has to wait until the second ballot to have any chance, any hope of becoming the Republican nominee. And not only that, the Republicans aren't exactly favorable to Ted Cruz. I mean, look at what John Boehner said about Ted Cruz. He called him a miserable son of a bitch. And he also said that he basically called Ted Cruz Lucifer. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard such a sharp rebuke among politicians, let alone the fact that Republican on Republican rebukes. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, who's ever called a fellow Republican Lucifer? There's just so much drama going on with Ted Cruz himself that it's very much conceivable that even if something were to happen with Donald Trump, that even on the second ballot, I think that Ted Cruz may get passed by. On the third ballot, he may get passed by. And we may go down if we, God forbid, we go into a broker convention, and we can go down, to rounds 4, 5, 6. I mean, who knows how long this charade can happen. So The Ted Cruz campaign does not have a clear path. Even when they're trumpeting the fact that they are the clear path when it comes to the second go around, if that go around does indeed occur, that also is not clear. There is no clear path whatsoever. And when there's no clear path to accruing some kind of profitability, I just don't find the incentive for people to put their money where their mouth is. I'm sorry, but I really think that Ted Cruz is done. It's not to say that Donald Trump is guaranteed the nomination, but Ted Cruz himself and his campaign, it's done.